Hello, me lovelies. Just wait to see how it's going till a few people come in. Then I'll start, you know. But yeah, it's been interesting today. Should I go, my people, my people, my people? No, I don't think I will because I don't believe in mocking or taking the piss out of people with learning difficulties or mental health issues like some do. But I'll get onto that later because I know that my subs would seriously reprimand me if I started doing that business. But we'll talk about it today. We'll talk about that later. But anyway, got a few things to talk about. I'll try to keep this. Good evening, Nikki. Good evening. Try to keep this short. This one, won't go on for 2 hours. But first of all, I've got to put something right. Oh, I made a mistake. Hiya, Bobby. I went off a mistake. I made a mistake. Made a mistake in my last one. Did you hear me talking about um, that I had a Swarovski crystal I bought and I hated to think how much I spent on it? Well, after I did that, the next day I got a call off one of my friends. Oh, I do have them. I do have them. And he turned around and he said, "You better put a disclaimer on that when you come on again. You didn't buy it." And I said, "I did." Said, "No, you didn't. You picked out what you wanted and it was bought for you." So just to put it right, oh God, I feel bad. So here it is, right? I didn't pay for this. Um, it's a Swarovski crystal and it's the top range of crystals. So God, I hate, and it's a few years old, but I'd hate to, do you know what? I thought I'd bought it. I didn't. It was bought for me as a gift. But here we are. Now, I don't know if you can see that. Oh my God, in the right light, it's called ice. And it's a zirconia, a Swarovski zirconia crystal. The man-made crystals, but they like the crystals, top grade man-made crystals that all the stars wear and use. But you'd never get a diamond that would shine like that. And all eyes go on it if I ever wear it when I walk in the room. But I did not buy that. I just thought I'd put that out there, make that correction. I didn't buy it. Someone else bought it for me. Hello, Mrs. O. Hello, HS. Hello, Paris. Nice to see you here. I am a swinger. Dirty, dirty, dirty. Calling yourself a swinger on Lady Ann's pocket. Really? You'll be getting me a name for me. Are you Silver Moon? Yeah, it is. I say I had to put that right because I didn't buy it. I thought I'd bought it, but I feel. Do you know when you feel like you just want the floor to open up? And I said the person doesn't know that, and I thought I hadn't seen this person for a few years. We weren't friends as such. It was just someone that knew me work, and she he said to me, he said, "Oh, I don't doubt very much." I thought, "That's great, isn't it? Doesn't even watch me stuff." But I thought, if ever they do see it, I didn't buy that Swarovski crystal. Someone else did. I don't know. Riopo. Alex. Who's Alex? Alex Belfield or what? I don't know. Hiya, Crystal. Lovely to have you here, Crystal. Lovely to have you here. Are you just Jane? No, you're not getting me star sign. Oh, should I? Should it go on, people? Should I? I tell you what, in the chat, people guess what my star sign is. What is the star sign of someone who's compassionate, caring, hates drama, hates arguments, sends out love and caring to everyone that they meet, inspires others? but is too humble to say that they do inspire others. What star sign am I? There we are. You've got all my traits. Oh, I know Bumblebee is Matt, but if you give him a chance to behave himself, Matt, you'll behave yourself, won't you, man? Just give him a chance, Paris, to behave himself. Give him you have to. One mistake, Matt, and I told you, you know what happens? I blocked you very quickly. I should, from me. Do you remember I blocked you from the making the comment on the thing I did? God, my brain's trying to work this out here. But you know what I'm talking about, Matt. I blocked it, right? I think if you just get away from all this turmoil that's going on and get your own little thing going, you'll be very, very successful. You would be successful. It's very entertaining. But Paris, I know what you're saying. One, messing about, and anyone will get kicked out anyway. I won't put up with it. Unlike other channels, Peggy dancing. I won't put up with any hate on my hate or bullying on my channel. No, not Taurus. Taurus the bull. I'll stop it. You're just going through everyone, aren't you, Satan? Get out of it. Stop it, Paris. Stop it. Are you, David? Yeah, so that's one thing. God, that could have been so embarrassing, me saying I bought that when I didn't buy it. But anyway, what stars on? Yeah, so we start on the main issues of Sparrow says this, Sparrow says that. Some people know, because I put out their thoughts, I've had enough of this. I'd been wondering what was going on this Sparrow's channel, because whenever I looked at his channel when he was doing his lives, it was just hate against me in the live chat. He wasn't doing it himself. He wasn't going on there and slating me, but it was hate. And then someone came on my live when I was doing a live. And I think it might have been the mouse. I don't know. I've got a feel. It might not have been the mouse. It might have been the mouse, and said, and do you know this Sparrow fella has made a mod out of the fake Ann? There's a fake Ann going round who's just causing trouble and comes out with really can be sick things, trying to, and people fall for it, think that's actually me. And I'll tell you a person in a minute that did fall for it. And thankfully, I was able to come straight and say that wasn't me that you were arguing with. But anyway, said that. So I said, well, tell him to get rid of this person, that it's cyberbullying me. Look, you don't have a clone account of someone unless you're cyberbullying them. End off, you don't. They're just trying to cause trouble. And that's the definition of cyberbullying, putting our hate, causing trouble. So I turned around and I said, tell him to get rid of it. And he didn't. So I just thought, I'm going to sit back here and watch what's unfolding here. And really, this Ann thing, this fake Ann, actually, as you'll find out, exposed something about this Sparrow, which I wouldn't have known unless I was attracted to watching this channel, see what's going on and listening. So I'm watching all this stuff going on, all this hate going on. And every time the hate's going on from this, it wasn't always the fake Ann that was giving out the hate, but people would be saying, especially that Peggy one, an old school piece. Well, I'm sorry, old school piece is from the Wheezy neo-Nazi hate group. And someone told me on a message on Twitter that Peggy was one of them. I don't know. I can't remember seeing Peggy in there, but they said there was a Peggy in the neo-Nazi group. So anyway, I'm listening to watching all this going on. And when the hate would come up, I'd see him, he's constantly watching his chat. So he's seeing all this, and he'd go like that. And I thought, he's enjoying this. And I thought, who is this man? I've never said anything to him. I've never had any communication with him. And yeah, Bobby, it is. And so I couldn't work out why he had it in for me. I just couldn't work it out. But I thought, I haven't got the evidence. He has actually set this, or he's part of it. Because don't forget, he does this, and let's get it straight, he does this learning difficulties thing, doesn't he? Where it's like, oh, he's got learning difficulties the way he carries on, and he doesn't. I'm going to explain what I mean by that and how it is an act. Well, as I'm watching him, I'm starting to think, is this genuine, all this, my people, and, Becky Johnson, Sparrow says this. And it was the Sparrow says, or Sparrow does, Sparrow this, Sparrow that. Not I, Sparrow, the Sparrow. Now, you'll hear me go on about Auntie Ann. Auntie Ann will tell you off. Why am I saying Auntie Ann and saying not I? Because Auntie Ann is a character. Auntie Ann is the character that wears the horn rimmed and tells people off. That's Auntie Ann. It's a character. It's not me. So immediately I thought, this is a character he's created. And that's why he's referring to it as the Sparrow. That's when it started getting really disturbing for me. And I kept on watching them and all this, when that one was it, Diane Hunter, and she's another one that takes the pay out of people with learning difficulties. And he's doing all this when she's dancing around, and it's so embarrassing to watch. And he's like, but also he started calling his lives in La La Land. What does La La Land mean? What person with learning difficulties would title the video in La La Land? In other words, this is a character, this is a persona he's created, that he's got learning difficulties. And when you hear him talking about the 3D Fight Club, suddenly you see the real Sparrow coming out. And I thought, this is really, really distasteful, this. I thought, you don't mock someone who's got learning difficulties or someone that's got brain injuries or whatever. You don't do that. So anyway, and they're all laughing at him, of course. They all think this is funny because people like laughing at people who have learning difficulties. That's what some sick people do. So this was going on. But I never had any evidence, as I say, that he was actually taking part. It looked like, why would he make the fake Animat? Why would he have all these people that had come from the Wheezy neo-Nazi group on Odyssey? Why would he have them suddenly on his channel? All the old names we know from the past. Well, then he put up a post, and this is where he slipped up. He said, he wanted me and Ronan, Ronan the rat, reference. He wanted him and me to go on his, like hell, go on his platform, and he would be totally independent, wouldn't take one side or the other. After the hate I'd seen being spewed out on his live, he was going to be impartial. I don't think so. So what happened was, I looked at what people were saying, and it was horrendous, absolutely horrendous. What is the fake Ann got onto? This is the first one. The fake Ann got onto Ronan and said, Ronan, unblock me. So Ronan had blocked this Ann character because it was giving out hate speech and it was being abused, and it was cyberbullying. You can look, that's cyberbullying doing that. So anyway, then it put a second, then Johnny Sparrow came on, right, and put right under it, oh yeah, unblock and have Ann on your channel. I can't remember the exact words, but it was like, it's the nice one. In other words, if that's the nice one, I'm the horrible one. That's what he was saying. I'm the horrible one. So, which Ronan has, and I'll talk about Ronan in a minute. Ronan has put it on his channel, unblocked it. So we know now when Ronan goes on about, he's all for LGBTQI, he's all for this rubbish. But I'll go into that later. He isn't into all that. He's quite a bigot himself when you scratch beneath the surface. But then the worst one came. People know, and I'll call him by his name, Lafferty, who's got a criminal record as long as your arm, has been accused of all sorts, stalking women. What he hasn't done, I don't know. But this Lafferty fella on his laughably named, entitled YouTube channel, he has laughable, right? No way has he got just let's put it this way, no way. He can't even get a bleeding job is because of his history. Now, and I'm not talking about history way ago. You're talking about it's way up to recent times, his criminal history. But he put on his normal, saying, "Thank God I couldn't, because I'm intersex. Thank God I couldn't have children, because being intersex, when I was 13, my body was flooded with female hormones when I hit puberty. And what that meant was that rendered me basically sterile from that moment on, and trying to keep her under control. So he was saying, thank God that I couldn't have children and grandchildren." And a horrible, disgusting old man. And that's what he is. He's an old man who puts on and acts like he's got learning difficulties because he's hoping people will laugh at him and think he's cute, right? Which they do, actually. They do, for some reason. He put right under that something like, "Oh, what a great comment. Yeah." Does that sound like a nice kid? And he was going on about he's empathetic, he's love, 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 love. Does that sound like someone that's loving and caring? No, it doesn't. You see the real sparrow there, the real person who's a hater. I've done nothing to him. He dislikes me, hates me just because of the way I was born. Look, dislike me for my personality if you want. Fair enough, do that. But once you go into being insects because I'm insects, that's no different from hating on someone because they've got Down syndrome, or hating on someone because, let's say, they've got a birthmark on the face. It's no different from hating on someone from that. So he outs himself. So I thought, right, I'm going to be watching you now. Everything you do, everything you say, and I'm going to be logging it down so that people are aware of what act you're doing. Now, this, I say, going on like he's mentally ill or he's got a learning difficulty. It's also very childish the way it's going on. It's like a child. Now, let's put it this way. How many can I work out? 2 reasons why someone, an adult, an old man, would pretend to be childlike and hone in and act, because he's been doing this for a while. I worked in the entertainment industry. He hasn't come up with this persona. He had that persona before he was on YouTube. No doubt about it. There's only 2 people that would do that. And this is where I really got concerned. And that is, one, someone who's a children's entertainer or has been a children's entertainer because they've got to keep the children entertained. Or two, someone that wants to attract children to them. And I'm saying that's the fact of it. I don't know. So is he a children's entertainer or what? But that's why I'm really, really wary of him. But in the police, we used to get these people, and they used to be going on. Right, you can go. See, we had, and no, just let's put this up, right? Let's put this up, show. Where is it? Where's it gone? I've got rid of him. Now, Anne's clown school was on, right, saying he's never called me, Jockney Sparrow's never called me. Yes, he has. Yes, he has. Why would he say that it was a good thing to say that I, being in sex, couldn't have children? Would he go up to a woman who couldn't have children and say that to her? When someone made that comment, would you go, "Oh, yeah, great, yeah." And there's another thing he does, right, which you know he's an actor. This all an act. He spells out the way he talks. Find someone with learning difficulties. Find someone with mental health issues that actually, when they say yeah, they spell it when they write it down. Y, E, A, H, H, H. Yeah, he does that. and goes, the sparrow. And there's nothing wrong with his spelling. Bright as a button. So I'm sorry, I'm calling him out for what he is. And if you look at it, it's all over there. You can see all the hate. Well, if you don't like it, right, you go and go on there and you follow him. Because if you're going to support someone who pretends to be mentally ill and doing all this, you go over there. Don't stay on my channel if you don't like it. Because I'm going to call out anyone. That's where I see my job. I'll call out bigots and I'll call out frauds. Yeah, they are like that. They are like that. So, D, right, do you think, if you're talking about Sparrow, go on there and see the hate, and if that was said about you, D, if you'd like to see it being said. Here we are. Oh, Alec. Here we are. Here's someone that's seen it. You'll see it if you go on there. I've seen all the reference to you as a man on its channel, so I never actually watch it. Is he a bigot? I always thought he was gay. I don't know. He's, oh God, don't no, he's not gay. Oh, I don't think so. He's got a son, hasn't he? Yeah, he's got a son. Anyway, he's what it is. He's an out and out bigot. Look, you wouldn't have. I keep on saying this. I don't know why some people don't grasp this, and I'm not getting at you here, Alex. Right? You have someone who's got hate going on in their live chat, and they're sitting there smiling at it, right? Like attracts like. He's enjoying it, and it wasn't until he put that remark on his community page that it became obvious. He was promoting the fake Ann. He was trying to cause trouble. So you work it out. So he is a bigot. There's no question about it. It's not maybe he is a bigot. It is a hate channel. Go into the live and tell me that that's not hate. And why would he have a fake Ann in there knowing that I asked him, would he get rid of it? Because it was cyberbullying me. So do you want to go through that and try and explain that one, Uncle Jay? Because here we are. Let's put the link here. If someone wants to come on and discuss this and not get pussy mouthed about it, do. But I'm telling you now, I'm calling out anyone like this that goes on like that. He is a bigot. He mocks. If you look at him when he's talking about this 3D Fight Club or Team Scotland and all that, suddenly you see the real Sparrow, whatever he wants to call himself out. Yeah, this is it. I'm not allowed an opinion, Maria, according to a lot of people, especially the ones that you see appearing on his people like his channel. And Ronan's got them as well. He's got the same people. I'm not allowed that. And this is where ages ago, I started getting all the hate at me because I dared to stand up and say, no, I will not be that freak of nature. Gone are those days when we were in circus sideshows so you could goggle at and laugh at. That's gone. Oh, but no, I must sit there and take it. It's like that criminologist fella. The criminal, should I say, not the criminologist. He's not a criminologist. He's a criminal. Happened pops to me. What people can't explain, though, is who was the one that started on me? He was. I didn't start on him. He started on me. And this happens, he starts on me. Then they're all panicking because I say, well, actually, because you're going on about me and being insects and saying hateful things about me and being insects, guess what? You're a bigot. That's what happened over the Wheezy neo-Nazis. They went absolutely wild when I said, if you're saying bigoted stuff, guess what? You're a bigot. You're a bigot. There's no two ways about it. You're a bigot. Let's see. People on from his channel, as he's told him, oh yeah, I know they have the welcome on here. If they want to defend him, defend him. They've got the right. D, I'm not getting that D. I'm not one bit getting that D. Not everyone on this channel is, but some of them don't even notice it because you don't. When you're on watching the show, you're not watching it. You're not always looking at the chat that's going on. Now here we are. Hi Anne, hi everyone. I'm newly subscribed to Sparrow. I found the chat nice. Lots of you're subscribed to a lot, aren't you? If you want to be subscribed to that, do. But can you explain to me, Malta Wizzy, why you'd be seeing this going on? Because I've seen you in the chat there. I've seen you in other chats as a moderator, haven't I? Sean Atwood's channel. You're a mod on that. So why don't you tell me now why you can sit back and watch all the hate going on there, which you've been going, hi, Anne, to the fake Anne, right? And tell me why you can do that, then coming here being all sweet talking to me. I'd just like an explanation of that because it mystifies me that I wouldn't do that to anyone. The only one that stood up and said anything for me was that Satan character. That's the only one that stood up and said anything for me on that channel. And he's a follower of the Sparrow. It can be. It's up to him. I'm not saying people shouldn't follow him. I'm saying I'm going to have my say about him. There isn't. There isn't. When you get people, look, right, there's enough God. And you know what? I tell you what, Marianne, I bet you know what I mean by this because you sound like someone who knows the world as it runs. These are the same people that if you met them face to face, to be going, oh, I hate bigotry. Oh, I can't stand bigotry. Oh, isn't it terrible? Oh, I think it's wonderful that you're expressing yourself by wearing makeup. They'd lie right to your face and make out that they were for you. Yeah, this is it. This is what happens. What did I say? It was like I made a prediction. If people don't know, I said a while ago, I don't know if you were there because you've been watching for a while, the lives, haven't you? I said that what happens is once the Wheezy neo-Nazi club got kicked off. Well, we didn't know it was a Nazi thing, a neo-Nazi thing, until he went to Odyssey, and now he's got free range. Now we're seeing he's a Holocaust and I know this business. So they got kicked off there, so they had to find other places to go. Now, I can't believe it, Old School Pete tried to get on here. I blocked him straight away. He is horrendous, or was horrendous. He's not as bad on Sparrow's channel because he's behaving himself, but he still comes up with the odd dig. But this person, this Old School Pete, was that bad that when he was on, when Weezy was on the Honest Truth, when Honest Truth were also a hate channel, don't forget, until they got rid of that Chris Hartley was the fella, that was spewing out hate all the time. And they were all on there. Well, they said Old School Pete is worse than Weezy. To be worse than he was in the hate stakes is, oh. And I saw him the other day actually on Sparrow's live chat bemoaning the fact that Weezy wasn't on YouTube anymore, a big presence. I thought, yeah, bemoaning someone that now is on Odyssey and is coming out with his full, neo-Nazi views on there. Well, this is it. This is nothing I want to point out, Miss, so about these when this happens. Wait a minute, Walter. It's going past me. Whatever you said, and me reply above. Wait a minute. Let's see. I better get this because I did ask you. Here we are. I'll get back to you, Miss. But you've given me your You've twigged me. Yes, I'm a modern chance. I leave if hate. But you're on Sparrow. What are you talking about? There's hate being spewed out there all the time. God, wake up. I can't alter people using your name. No, but you'll actually engage with them, won't you? You can't put everyone in one basket for someone using your... Yes, you can. There's only one reason someone will clone your account, and that's to cause trouble for you. And it did cause trouble because actually it was on Sean's, and Sean phoned me and said, "Is that you?" in the live chat. And I said no, and blocked it. Right. Blocked us. Now, another person, the real Danny G, I did a fun video about him. I've never had any problems with the real Danny G, right? Never. One thing I like about him is that he's honest, warts and all. Unlike some of these sort of like ex-bad boys, he's not pretending he's something he isn't. He shows his full personality. He's not trying to make out he's reformed and he's going to do this and he's an icon for everyone to follow. You get what you see. What you see is what you get with him. He came on and said, "Oh, I'm going to follow you, even though we've had all these arguments." So I said, "What arguments?" No, what it was, the fake Ann was staring it up on his channel. And I said, "You're falling for the fake Ann." So you tell me now, Multiwitty, how you can proclaim that you won't tolerate hate, but yet you're in that. And he even said about me, or she, whatever it is, said to Ronan that they disliked me, hated me. So they can hate me if they want, but don't go around doing dirty tricks like that. So if you conduct yourself, but don't come on here being a sweet hole, making out that you're all down with the LGBTQIs when you're mixing with things like that. It's full of hate. I couldn't, come on, people, if you're out there, who could sit on someone's channel watching that doing it if you couldn't stand bigotry and bullying? You couldn't do it, Malta. So nice try, but you couldn't do it. You're not convincing me. Let's see. Yeah, he does say, where is it? Oh, it keeps on going past. Yeah, Danny is truthful, and that's what I mean. You know where you stand with Danny G. Whether you like his way he carries on or you don't like it how he carries on. That's the way he is, and so he doesn't try to pretend. Anyway, let's get on to Ronan, right? Yeah. You don't need to convince me, so sod off then, Walter. If you don't want Walter, whatever your name is, go back to Sean Atwood's channel where you're acting as a mod. You do engage in hate. Look, engaging in hate, right? So I'll tell you what engaging in hate is, right? Let's go back, and I'll use a strong parallel here, I will. Is when there's a chimney in the distance spewing out smoke that smells absolutely foul, and you do, "I can't smell anything. I can't smell anything." That's what caused the Holocaust. People not being able to smell it. People not seeing these trains. You sit there and you completely ignore, like Sparrow appeared to be doing, ignoring all the hate on this channel. You're condoning it. And I can't see more than condoning it by going in and saying, "Oh, that's a great comment to make." Yeah. And then telling someone else, Ronan, to take on someone that is trying to stir it up. So you see, you're not working. You don't have to justify myself. Justify it to yourself. Live with yourself. You may not like me. You may think I'm in your face. You may think I'm mouthy with it. But at the end of the day, I'll say how I see it, right? I'll challenge it. I won't sit there and go, oh God, because they're bigger than me. I'll sit there. But you're sitting there, Mark, doing it. Oh, that's what you Fight Club. That's what you'd sort of expect from them, don't they? Ronan, I know what you mean, Al. I try to have said this. I won't go into it too much on Ronan. Oh, I know the end is coming. You'll have to wait and go back and see what I'm going on about. I'm just getting it all out there. I've had enough of this, hate and people pretending to be mentally ill and pretending to have learning difficulties when there's nothing wrong with them. They're just a vile, disgusting hater who thinks it's funny to mock people who are like that. But anyway, I'll go as a please. I pay no. Look, right. What's your problem with me? Because I'm a mod. I cannot alter people's regardless. You said justify to you. Well, justify it yourself, right? And last time I said, but he claims, Sean Atwood claims not to like people who go into bigotry and all that, but he got in with Darren G, didn't he, who has a lot to say about gays. But again, it's up to you, Malta. But, don't come on here doing the sweet old act with me. You're welcome on here, but, Peggy's great, is she? This is the Peggy that was mocking me about me ovary that I was born with. That nearly killed me, actually. And was replying to the criminologist saying, yeah, fire and blanks. So we know what you think is great. This is what I mean, Witty. We know now what you think is fine. And that's what I say all the time. You mix with it, you condone it, you wear the same label. Like attracts like. The reason Jockney Sparrow has got all these people on his channel and in his live is because he's that way himself. And he's revealed himself to be that way. I was just waiting and waiting and waiting for him to confirm it, but actually putting it in his own words, which he did on that page. He confirmed it to me. Like attracts like. You won't see them on here because I won't have them on here. And they'll know that I'll get rid of them. So you just have to accept that's real. But you think someone that says things like that is great and G is someone for that. Fine. That's your groove. It's not mine. That's nothing I'm going to, get involved in. But this is how people, you have to get this concept. Right. People can disagree with me. They can dislike me as a person or whatever. But when you go into that, going into something that someone can't help, don't forget when they're going on about me being insects, there's insects children being born all the time. And the parents are having to keep it secret because of bigotry. Can you imagine people like that are condemning future generations of insects, children, to be scared of being honest about who they are? Because if they are, they're going to face bigotry. And bigotry is getting worse in the world. It's not going to better. I've always said that. Do you know, there's a hope in the 80s. There was a light shining that we were going to get past all this. And then the internet happened. And it's just shown the awful. Oh, you idiot. You've just turned around and said that a woman who turns around and was saying that I fire blanks and was skipping me over having an ovary is a great woman. You're committing yourself to us. You're committing yourself to thinking the same way. Do you know, I'm loving this. I'm loving this. Yeah, a mod should put haters on timeout or block them from the chat. Exactly. But they're welcome on this. But what I was saying was people flock to what they're attracted to. You'll only go, look, right, if you don't like someone wearing makeup like I do, you don't like someone mouthing off like I do. Well, why don't you go onto the page or go onto my no, you won't see it on my community. Go on the community page where Jockney Sparrow was talking about me, and you'll see where she says it. I've actually got it copied. So if you don't want to believe me, that's up to you. I've got the evidence. I've got the receipts. I never make any allegations. I've got the receipts to do it. Yeah, that's it. Exactly. What do we think of Decker? I don't actually watch him or take part. And I mean, they're all wanting to face each other, aren't they? Oh, God. Malta, I'm not interested anymore. You've said enough. You've said more than enough. Um, anyway, what I want to go on is Ronan again, right? Now, what happened? He's unblocked. He blocked. Here we are. You listen, Malta. He blocked the fake ad because of the way it was carrying on. Now he's unblocked us and invited it on for no other reason than to cyberbully me because it made it clear I hate Anne. And the Ronan unblocked it. And also, Ronan has got some horrific comments about me being a predator on his channel, which he said in an email. He said in an email he'd take down, but he hasn't taken it down. And every so many few days, I go in, make sure to check the date, record it. He hasn't taken it down. Why that's significant is, and this is where I need to talk to me, and I've said that I had this kind of conversation before. Just on it. But you get into the situation where you're wanting to be someone famous, an icon, which he clearly does. Ronan does. He said that he wants to be the person that makes future people famous. They come on his show and he's going to make them famous. And he does this, he does that, he does the other. You've got to be very careful. Very, very careful, because the only way you're going to do that is to step out of YouTube and start doing something in the real world, or to get into the networks and start getting on the networks to advertise yourself. And I've seen this happening before so many times. Now, what he's done, and I thought what he tends to do, he's anyway, ignoring that. What happens is you want to be this big, what would you call it, guru or something that's going to, influence people's lives. You're going to be famous. You're going to be this and all that business. Well, I'll tell you what, Fight Club, you go and stay with Peggy. Bye-bye. I'm sure I blocked that Fight Club from my comments, so it's gone now anyway. Go and have your hate speech with Peggy if you want, and a friend, Sparrow. But you want to be that, you've got to be very careful, because what will happen is, as you get more and more popular, which isn't going to happen with Ronan, I'm telling you now, he'll always be a small YouTube presence, a very small YouTube presence, because he's rubbish at what he does. He is rubbish. Look, when you're coming on all the time making apology videos, there's something gone wrong. But say that he got successful and suddenly the media took up on him. Then it's like, oh, wait a minute. Didn't you say this about this minority group once? And it'll be, oh, I didn't, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. I didn't mean this. But he's handed me an email where when I said to him, look, you'll have to get a control of this Nick Williams fella who's going around calling everyone predators, everyone predators. I said, you'll have to get a handle on that. He admitted that was wrong and said he'd take it down. He hasn't. So he knows it's wrong. So say that email comes to light. I wouldn't do that to him, but say that it did. It'd be like, what else is he going to get out of that one? Every doorway is closing in front of him. So that you cannot get out into the networks. You cannot get into the media. If you're acting like that, they won't tolerate it. You can see what's going on. People that said things 10 years ago off the cuff are being totally cancelled now. If you're not there, if you haven't even got there and you're saying all this, you're spewing out all this hate or allowing it, guess what? You're never going to get anywhere. And that's the lesson everyone has to oh, no, this is freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. It does matter. It makes people kill themselves. It makes people take their own lives. I mean, I don't know what people don't understand about this. People take their own lives at the end of the day through bigotry and hatred. And why are we living in a world where, look, if I can't work it out right. Can someone explain to me why someone appearing in front of camera, mocking, doing an act which is an act? I've explained why it's an act, and you can see it's an act of having their difficulties or having some kind of mental health issues or brain damage is allowable in today's society. And he's got people on there like that Diane Hunter one. Now, Diane Hunter one doesn't come out with any hate herself, but you can see and you think this looks off the way she's carrying on. But because she's with him, it looks even more off when you see what's going on in the chat. Yeah, this is what happens, people. Method in my madness. My brother was murdered because of his sexuality. True. That's what happens. Hate spews out. And it's got to stop. If you don't like someone, keep your comments to the personality. Have a reason. Look, I know, I've said this before. I've known people to hate my guts. But you know what? They've had a reason to hate my guts. But when it's reverts to the way I was born, or that I dare to wear makeup. Oh, shock. Look, we're in 2022 and people really think that it's a reason to hate because I wear makeup. I thought we'd all moved on from that in the 70s. This is what I'm saying. It started looking all bright. We were moving to a bright future. We haven't. We haven't. It's just awful that people do that. But anyway, let's get on to something else because I've had me say on that. And anytime, and I say I will still keep on keeping a check on Sparrow and gathering the evidence, and people who think that, his little friend is a nice woman, I can assure you, not from my point of view, she isn't. The things I've seen saying. Yeah, they have, Rob. But you see, these backward thinking people from, some kind of, I don't know where they are, some kind of locked away in time village, they are still stuck in this grunting age, dragging the knuckles across the ground, grunting at it. I know what I love when they come on with the hate and it's just as quick as block. I don't believe you. Anne's clown school. You really take the biscuit, don't you, Malta? You really do take the biscuit. You know, I've experienced homophobia just for being nice, a nice, good-looking guy. I'm gay because I am a gentleman and nice. Pathetic, I'm straight. Some people are just. What it is, it's just people love to hate, and you usually find that the ones that do the hating, I mean, there's different, there's justifiable rage and outrage. Like what, when I get annoyed by seeing things like this happening, this hate being spewed out, and I get really vocal about it. That's being outraged because I know this is affecting other people in the world. It's making the world a horrendous place, and it's making children who are coming into the world who have got the same condition as me. I can see that they're going to face the same bigotry and hate I faced. Now that's why I get upset. But if someone is against someone just because they exist, and that's what it boils down to, people, you hate it because you exist. There's something seriously wrong there because there's something warped when you hate it because you exist. If they were saying, look, Anne is one horrible person, Anne is always giving out, Anne is always pulling people out, calling people out, and all that. Yeah, fine, do that, say that. I said that to Ronan. I said, call me for my personality if you want. Call me two-faced if you want, in that I was nice, then I turned, whatever you want. Because a lot of people turn around and say about me that I'm like 1 minute, then I don't like someone. It's more complex than that, much, much more complex than that. I said, call me for that, but don't go round. I said, call me for being, well, he doesn't call me, he's made the few snide comments, not in your face comments, but snide comments. But when he's allowing things to be said on his channel, which are out and out bigoted and hate speech, he had to take ownership of that. And his email said he thought it was wrong. So there you go. He knew it was wrong, sorry. So why would he put it on there unless he wants to stir it up? And sorry, but please take screenshots of Mod saying Gonzo didn't kill himself. What are you talking about referring to you? I don't know who Gonzo is. I haven't got a Gonzo. I've never known a Gonzo. Yeah. GG, I don't think people who spew this bigotry are made uncomfortable by others who are at ease with their own identity because they are insecure and full of jealousy. Well, this is another aspect of hate and going on like this. It's usually because they are. What did I say about Wheezy? When I was talking to a police officer, someone I know. It wasn't an official thing. We were just, he'd called, down to have a chat and have a coffee now and again. And so I said, anyway, I said, look at all this. And he was looking at what was being said about me. And he said, he wants you. He said, he wants you bad style, but he said, he wants you to take him. Because it's the way he was carrying on. And so, as I said to him, well, I thought there was something down those lines because he was continually sexualizing me. Continually. And as I said before, a straight man doesn't sexualize someone else in that way unless they want to. Because let's face it, you look at that, people think I say I'm a woman. I don't. This is a man's face with makeup on. It's not a woman's face with makeup on. So why would he be wanting to think of this being in a sexual position all the time? And that's what you've got to think about. Same thing happened with Darren G. When Darren G turned round and said about the nurse in prison saving him from turning gay, I'm sorry, you're either gay or you're not. You've got the potential in you. You're not going to suddenly turn gay, no matter if you're straight. So people out themselves by the way they carry on. That's what they do. No, I'm not the twist one. You are, Stu, because you like a man who mocks and jeers, by the way. Becky Johnson, Becky Johnson, the jockey said. And he was doing this before, wasn't he? Yeah. And when that Diane Hunter one's dancing, he's doing this. So you want to go and laugh at someone doing that, do that. But that's all you can laugh at now because thankfully you can't go to mental health hospitals to start jeering, pay and start jeering at the inmates. So you go back there and have your laughs, Stuart, right? Well, it is, Amber. This is it, jealousy. I'm glad you're very intelligent, Amber. You are. I mean, my beauty does cause a lot of jealousy, a hell of a lot of jealousy. Oh, Dungy is full of. Well, this is it. Oh, you meant I get who you mean now. Oh, I get who you mean. Stuart, is it? Oh yeah, they were all not on Sparrow, not on Sparrows. Not, well, I haven't seen them doing it. They may have. They were doing it on the Honest Truth. They were. Oh, it was horrible. It went on for days. I won't go into again of talking about it, but it went on for days, jeering and jeering. The day after my dog died, it was like on full on jeering him and skitting because he had to cough before he went. He used to, and loud and that down, they were like, oh yeah, and all this business. I mean, sick individuals. Look, you can't cure sick, and you just can't cure it in that way. You have to let them get on whatever went on in their lives. But I was looking, what actually amused me, no Wheezy, anyone that knows him, the way he was calling everyone racist for nothing at all. He said I was a racist basically because of it. I played this game, and in the game, it was like find your name, your what you call it, rap star name and all this. And I forget what I said. It was something simple. Oh, call me. I can't even remember what it was. Anyway, he turned round and went mad. And other things said that I was a racist. He's just done a video the other day. This is how they're so hypocritical they are. Going on about Joe Rogan being pulled for saying the N-word. Well, he would find sympathy with Joe Rogan for that because Wheezy was using the N-word himself and he's not black. So he can't say I have the right to use it. So you see this hypocrisy that goes on. Oh yeah, they're all let them do it because what they're doing, they're exposing people. I wouldn't have known about Jockney or watched them unless that Ann thing was there. That's what made me watch because someone said, have you seen this? That's what made me start watching them. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't be able to say now that Ronan's put himself right in it and destroyed his chances of being. Oh God, did anyone say I've got him? Here we are, bitch fest, bitch fest, bitch fest. Who's this Stu? What's he saying now? Oh, hen. What a surprise, Scottish. This is what I've got to say to you, right? If you look at all these people, old school Pete and all these people, and of course Sparrow and all this, for some reason, all these ones that attack me with this hate are Scottish. Or well over 90%. You know, we'll just wait for them to think, here we are, they'll say something that reveals that they're Scottish. But bye-bye, Stuart, you've just got yourself blocked. We could have had a conversation, you could have had an interesting conversation, but go away. You're one of the neo-Nazi group from Weezy, aren't you? He was highlighting that Joe's a legend, but he also was going, oh, because he said the N-word. But yet he was the same one. That's what I'm pointing out. Weezy was the same one that was accusing me and others of being racist because we dared to stand up to. That's what I'm saying. It was two-faced him doing that. No, I'm not saying everyone is. You see, this it don't start because I tell you now, you'll be out the door. I'm not saying everyone. I'm stating a fact. These trolls that keep on attacking me are all Scottish. Over 90%. Sean Atwood has said that. You may not be a bigot. I've never seen you being a bigot, but don't start going round this line, right? Because you're starting to get a bit arsey in your comments. Oh, yeah, Snoop Dogg and Dogs. That was the name. And he said, oh, that was racist. Yeah, he started calling himself, what was it? Oh, some other rapper's name a couple of months later. And I thought, wait a minute, you're calling yourself it? Apparently, rappers can only, I don't know, what was he trying to say? Rappers were racist. That's what it came across as. He was saying rappers are racist. You know who he is? Let's see. I know his picks a weak target like Harvey Gale. Are you joking? Do you want to go back to the hours and hours and hours and hours of hate speech that Sharon Gale gave out against me? Do you want to go back to the hate speech she's just given out against Paris? Do you want to go back to Harvey? Right, bye-bye. If you're not going to talk sense, I'm open to talking, right? But if you're not going to talk sense, you go. If you're just here to cause trouble. Sharon Gale, weak Sharon Gale and Harvey. I don't think so. They won't like it. Just go and tell Sharon Gale she's weak and see the reception you get. They do, but it's considered old fashioned now and not right. Even black community is saying they're going to stop. I heard that a couple of years ago, well, more than a couple of years ago, to stop them doing it because it's just sounded silly now. It sounds stupid going on like that. But again, he's not black, so he's got no right to use it. I haven't heard this. I don't know whether it is or not. Uncle Ko is another YouTuber, Uncle K. He was having a Barney with fighting trolls, wasn't he? And someone else. Oh God, yeah. This is how silly it got. Jack Shack's had to die in a Ross Abbey, but the best one you've just reminded me was. Do you remember that one, Empress someone or other? And she's going round saying she's still a big fan of Wheezy, and she was going on about this business. Anyway, I don't know whether he still got up. Chances still got up. Apparently, black men with big afros are racist. Rainbow braces or trouser suspenders are racist. What was the other thing? Oh, Dickie bows are racist. It just got ridiculous. But anyway, this Empress one was all like that, saying that was all racist and all this business. Anyway, she goes and puts Navi up when she's because she changed the name a couple of times, didn't she? And if you saw the Abbey, it's a drawing of a black woman, and she's got a big afro. So I pulled her up straight away. I said, "Racist." I said, "You were the one saying that big afros on black people were racist. So if you remember that, if you're black, don't have a big afro because apparently you're racist against black people if you have a big afro." So anyway, she went, "I'll change if I want to. I'm a human being." I said, "No one's saying you're not a human being, but you're a hypocritical one because you're going around calling other people racist. But yet you can put up a picture of someone." That's how, doesn't that sound pathetic? That's how absolutely pathetic they got. It's one on eyeballs. Clear. Oh, Jean-Luc Brunel, yeah. Yeah, it did. That's they're making it a bit obvious now, wouldn't they? I mean, wouldn't you think after the other fella did it that they'd be more watching? They'd be watching 24 hours around the clock, and they do. They watch you 24 hours around the clock. Yeah, they do. It's very, very, very strange indeed. Anyway, if no one's going to jump on, I'm going to start winding up soon because I've had once. I won't be going back on this issue unless I have to at some future point. But I needed to say this because you need to call out behaviour for what it is. Oh, it's very dodgy, very dodgy. Because they'd be watching them 24/7. And how do you do? You've got to have the equipment there to do it, haven't you? Just doesn't see it's something. Oh God, I keep on forgetting to press the thing. But yeah, that's me. And if people think I've been harsh, what I've said, I've got all the receipts to back up what I say. Oh, something here, nothing now. Oh God, and if you watch the Nielsen files on BBC investigating how homophobia in the Met led to him to not being caught. Oh God, I can know it. It still goes on today. And before people start thinking that because Nielsen affair was that the 70s or 80s? It was the 80s, wasn't it? You know, it still exists today. This bigotry, not only in the Met and other forces, it still exists. People think it's gone away. It hasn't. Well, they say most people who give the hate have their own kids and grandchildren to grow up. Yeah, this is the thing. What the hell are they putting into the kids? And say that the child, which can happen a lot of times, the child is more enlightened. They're from a more enlightened age. They're going to be so embarrassed by the parents because we know that I know that years ago they did have different ideas, people, and they weren't as enlightened as the majority of people are today. I'm not talking about these little bigots that we see hanging around YouTube. But you think if they've got kids, but again, when you look at that Sparrow's channel, when you look at that one Peggy one, I know say I'll go quickly into one, then I'll go quickly into another one, and just think, what's happening here? What's happening here? She'll pop up on everyone, and I thought she's 24/7 on these chat shows, different chat shows in the lives. Now that's the one that is continually by a computer, and others do that. That Diane Hunter, she's never off the computer. Sparrow himself's never off the computer. The problem is they haven't got a life outside the front door. And they need to get one. Then they won't be focusing on someone else and giving them hate. Nice. Oh, we didn't get back to the what star sign am I? I forgot about that. Sagittarius. That's what I mean. Do you know, honestly, Derek, have you ever thought Sharon Gale was a delicate little flower easily crushed? I don't think so. That I'm picking on her. Yeah, that's what I mean. These people haven't got any lives. They're inside, and yet, so they'll tend to it's going on another one. You don't see me on 24/7. You just don't. I've got things to do. I actually have a life. Which is what, and it's nothing. You get people looking down on you, and you think they haven't got much going for them. They haven't got much going for them at all. And the reason they're looking down on you because they need to look down on someone to feel like they're someone to be looked up at. Oh, the police, there is still serious problems in the police. Serious ones. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to call it a night because, as I say, I don't want to go on just me chatting and chatting. I said, you see? So you got it right? Yeah, I'm a Sagittarius. The Archer. Well, this is it, Patrick. And this is where I say, if you don't understand it, you don't understand it. But the thing is, getting it in perspective like you have, that you say, well, if they're happy, look, no one's saying accept anything. That's like when people, for some reason, they get upset by me wearing makeup. If people think it's odd, yeah, leave it at that. But don't go into actually reacting on it and turn it into hate. So even though your brother is bisexual, by the sound of it, I don't know, could like both. So what you're saying is you can't understand it, but you'll still be happy for them, and that's the main thing. Look, it's like with parents. Some parents would struggle if they had a gay son or daughter, but that doesn't mean they hate that child. It doesn't mean that at all. It's just that some people invest so much in the children, they start getting worried, oh, will I ever have children? Will I ever have grandchildren or whatever? But they still love the children unconditionally, let's put it that way. And that's the main thing, loving unconditionally. Because that's the main issue, that you have to love them no matter what and let them make, well, it's not even a choice, it's what nature dictates. Oh, it's okay, Meta Mama, it's okay. Some people fall in love with personalities. They do, yeah. It's strange, isn't it? Have you ever thought you've thought that someone is absolutely gorgeous? Well, that's why you're watching, isn't it? Let's be truthful. That's why you're watching. But if you ever thought someone's absolutely gorgeous, oh, dream, and then you're sitting with them for 5 minutes, you think, I wouldn't go near them. I wouldn't touch them with a barge pole because their personality is absolutely rank. That happens a lot. Or you meet someone, you think, ooh, you know, not very good looking. And then when you get to know them, you totally fall in love with them. I've done that. It's like, oh, the wonderful, the good. It's strange how we react, isn't it? Strange how we do that. But yeah. Anyway, I'll do see no one's interested in calling in. I'll leave her a day. Most probably I'll be getting all kinds. Yeah, on you, animal calling Paul. Sparrow, but sorry, he needed to be called out, and he needs to stop this very offensive act he puts on. Very, very offensive. So, yeah, I've rumbled you. I rumbled you. But yeah, so me lovelies, until when am I on again? Oh, I've got Hump Day with Anne. You'd all look forward to Hump Day with Anne. We'll get on to less in your face topics there. But I'll be taking a couple of clips from this. But I'm just saying, I am still watching out. But I'd like to say to the fake Anne, thank you for exposing these people for what they are. Done it to Sparrow for me. Thank you. And you've done it to Ronan for me. Thank you. Stop me having to spend all that hard work thinking, am I right or am I wrong? Oh, yeah, I knew it would be. Oh, they'll all be, horrible, no, saying that, poor Jockney, and calling them for the way, but they are. It's insulting. I'm sorry, it is. I'll leave you with that. This. More people, la la land. You can't get it. Say it more stronger. La la land. Mocking and skitting people with mental health conditions or brain damage. Night, Nikki. John, keep on sitting. Oh, good night, Crystal, darling. Yeah, everything's changed now. This fluidity thing's taken over, isn't it? But every generation, I'm telling you, Donna, every generation struggles with the next. And this generation, as advanced as it's looking, they'll start struggling with something about the next generation. It always happens. You know what? They found letters in ancient Greek going on about the youths today. They just don't understand them. They don't have respect. Oh, what are they doing? So since ancient Greek days, they've been told. So the generation coming up now, they'll have problems with the generation that follow them. It always happens. So anyway, I'll leave it here now, my lovely. So see you on Wednesday. I'll try to make it a 7:00 one. I am right. Yeah, it is Wednesday, hump day with Anne. I will be more relaxed, but I needed to get this one out the way. I needed to get it there to say. And that's say if the fake Anne would like to expose any more for me, please go ahead. I'll be giving me all the material I need. Thank you. Good night, Donna. So night, everyone. Night.